Welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be ranting about all the BookTok drama, all of the BookTube drama, and some of it's not even drama, just things. So let's get into it. The first one that I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I would say it's drama necessarily anymore. It's more like a trend that kind of pops up every once in a while on BookTok, which is, it's been dubbed like Chad moment, because basically what happens is, for whatever reason, the algorithm has a male stumble upon spicy BookTok, and he feels compelled to comment something along the lines of like, it's just bored housewives, or like, these aren't even real authors, or people who read this kind of stuff are blah 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 blah. And I don't know why, but it's happened 3 times so far that I've, like, within like the last 6 months or whatever, that I've seen on BookTok, and it's really weird. I don't know why they keep doing it, but the thing about it that, not that I like, because it's never fun to see like somebody get up on somebody else's platform and just be gross, but the thing that I've noticed is how quick BookTok is to pretty much like just make them delete their whole profile. Like, BookTok is vicious when it comes to that kind of stuff, which is interesting because it's still such a small niche within the community. If you're on BookTok or if you're on BookTube, it feels like it's a bigger community than it is often, because, you know, it's what the algorithms and what your For You page and stuff is showing you. But in retrospect, like when you look at all of the content being created on YouTube and all of the content being created on TikTok, BookTube and BookTok is still a relatively small niche. So to see like the community get together so quickly to destroy like these chads is really amusing to me. But it also kind of goes to show the strength of the community, which I really enjoy. So if you see that kind of stuff, let me know, because I think it's so hilarious, and I think it's weird to me that they keep trying. It's just, it's the audacity, but they keep trying and they keep failing, and it really solidifies the community inside of BookTok and BookTube, which I really like. And yeah, so that's something that I mentioned that I kind of keep seeing that I wanted to mention. But speaking of the BookTube and the BookTok community, not all of it is rainbows. So here's the thing about small niches inside of these social media communities. Like, they could be, the fact that they're small means that they're either really competitive or they're a really close community. Sometimes it's like a mix, but like it kind of teeter-totters often between being super competitive or super supportive of each other. And right now on BookTube, there's this weird trend happening too. It's not new, but where people are kind of going harder, like they're doing reviews about other BookTube authors, and they're so mean about it. And I say it's a trend because I don't see, like, when I see bad reviews about traditionally published authors or authors who don't have a large social media community, like, it's just like your regular critiques. It's not like overly vicious, and they're often like valid critiques, and you know, it's critiques. Like, you never want to hear anything bad about your book, but sometimes you hear bad things about your book. But when it comes to BookTube and the critiques about other authors who happen to have a big platform on BookTube, or I guess AuthorTube, which would be like a subgenre of it, like, y'all are vicious. You guys are mean. Like, I just came across this video which was like an hour long, just like tear apart of a popular booktuber, authortuber, whatever, of her book, and some of the critiques were just like little nitpicky things. Like, some of it was valid, but it's just like, like I haven't seen somebody dedicate an hour long just like rant about a traditionally published one. Maybe I just haven't come across it. So it's, and then what made it even worse is that in the comments there were people talking almost like making requests about other author tubers, not other authors, just other author tubers asking for like the similar kind of like hour-long tear apart of their book too. And it's just like, dang. So I'm wondering if that's like a trend, or if that's just like something that's happening now, or like if that's new. It makes me nervous because I plan on publishing my own novel this year, but I don't have anybody subscribed, so maybe it doesn't matter for me, but still, that's what it is. And then the last one, this video is going to be kind of short because, like I said, it's a small community, so we don't have like all the kind of drama like the makeup community does and that kind of stuff. But the other thing that I did want to bring up is the whole debate on, so recently a romance author kind of went on Twitter and she opened her mouth and she said things that did not need to be said. But she was a popular romance author, I suppose. So a bunch of people are upset and they're, you know, it's almost like they're like grieving the loss of like a favorite author because they're choosing not to read her book anymore. And it's sparking up this whole debate about, well, it's like very similar to like the Harry Potter debate. Like, well, the Harry Potter world is so expansive with the fanfic and the community and stuff like that, that we could celebrate Harry Potter without necessarily supporting the author anymore. Which people are like, can you actually even separate the two? But then with this author, it's a little bit easier because, you know, obviously it's not as large as Harry Potter. It's not as like wide scale with like the movies and fandom and stuff like that. But people are like, now like the debate is coming back up about how do we separate the author from their work? Can you even separate the author from the work? How do you support like diversity and inclusion and making sure that people are just equity and stuff like that inside of the book community, and as like readers, especially if you have a platform on social media where you're doing recommendations and stuff like that, how are we supposed to separate the authors from the really crappy stuff that they say, if we like their work and stuff, and should we even do that? And then like if the author comes out and apologizes, what does that look like? Like, does that mean we give them like a pass because we like their book, or is that kind of I don't know how to explain that. Is that giving them like a get out of jail free pass without them actually having to do the work? Who gets to decide that they've done enough work? There's so many questions, and it's like such a nuanced and like difficult conversation to have. And I feel bad for the people. I haven't read her books like that, so it didn't impact me, but like there's people who seem like genuinely like heartbroken to find out that this author said the things that she said. I'm not gonna repeat it because one, I don't want to get knocked by the YouTube algorithm, and two, I just don't want to feed attention to that kind of stuff. But it was gross. But people are like, the people who were impacted by it were upset because it impacted them personally, like as a person of color, as an author of color. Like the stuff that author said implicated directly like the way that she felt about the readers who were people of color, right? So like they were hurt by it, and that's understandable. So I feel bad for them. Like that sucks. If you have any ideas or thoughts about that, post them in the comments below and let me know. Do you stop reading the authors when they say something problematic on social media, or when it's revealed that they've done something problematic? Do you stop reading it, or do you just stop purchasing their future books? Do you go back and like delete the videos where you recommended their stuff? There was also another thing that came up too that was interesting, but people were in other people's comments. Like people would make a video talking about how like they're so disappointed in it, and the people in the comments would comment things like, yeah, that's so disappointing. Hold on. they would comment below about how like that's so disappointing and they're upset about it and they're never going to purchase their books again. Instead, what they're going to do is they're going to go to this website and they're going to pirate it, which was also just as problematic because like it was just a whole big deal a while ago where people were suggesting how to get how to basically pirate indie authors and self-published authors, how to get their books. And you know, BookTok really kind of stamped down on that. But then like it's in the comments, people are like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna pay for it. I don't want to give her any of my money. I don't want to give her any of my coins. So I'm just gonna steal her work. I'm still gonna read it. I'm just gonna steal it from these websites. And then other people are like, well, actually that's not what that doesn't help either. Like encouraging people to pirate other people's books doesn't help either, especially if you're giving them the site, because who says that they're just gonna stop at that one author's book? Like we don't want to encourage people to steal other people's book either. So that was just as problematic. But yeah, that's all of the Booktube BookTok drama that I have for today. Drop your opinions, but be nice about them in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are on it, and I'll see you next time.